Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday night, and this is a Getting Off Topic podcast. Woo!
Yeah.
This is Tony.
This is Todd.
I'm Andrew.
And maybe a Meg.
Maybe, perhaps a Meg.
We'll
Half a Meg?
We'll see how the night plays out.
Okay. Jury's not out yet.
I will either be here or I won't.
Okay.
You'll either be here or be somewhere else. Basically.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Should be there, just won't say a damn thing.
Yep.
Love the enthusiasm. This is actually
I'm the creep in the corner.
Well, now you need a little John Waters mustache.
I can provide that.
Please do. Just pencil that in. This is actually episode 50 since we restarted. This is Getting Off Topic number 50. I don't remember where we stopped in the original run. It was like 147 or something like that. But so we might be close to actual 200 episodes. But we're just counting 50 because we're not going to math right now. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? It's been another couple weeks, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No.
What's everybody playing? What's everybody watching? What's everybody doing?
Meg and I watched Sonic 2 today.
Literally finished it an hour ago.
That was streaming. That was fun. Meg, yeah. I mean, first 30 minutes I was kind of unimpressed because I'm not expecting Shakespeare. I enjoyed the first Sonic movie, but it was like, oh, this is extremely paint by numbers. I know exactly where this is going. The usual like family friendly kid fare.
All the same tropes, sure.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Meg said, and I agree actually, that Jim Carrey was even better this time around because they don't waste any time with him like pretending to be even half sane. He's just completely, lost his marbles at this point. So that's fun. I saw I remember a while back, I think shortly after it came out, he kind of said in an interview that he thinks he's like finally like done with Hollywood period.
Yep.
Which I guess is unfortunate because the writers, I think, were saying they're really hoping for him to be back for number 3.
Or maybe this will be like the last projects he does is this franchise. Like he
hopefully, like you said, the franchise itself. Until that's exhausted itself, and then he can bow out. Yeah.
But I also made Tony watch Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Yeah, you guys watch that?
Well, I had seen it already.
Megan, she went and she watched it when she was out visiting her mom last year. And she swore that I had seen it. I was like, no, I hadn't seen it. So I finally did. And yeah, that was awesome. That was amazing.
Really good, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I am produced by, what's their names? Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the masterminds behind the Lego movies. So of course it's amazing. But actually written and directed by, I can't remember his name, but he was a co-creator on, he was one of the main creative producers of Gravity Falls. Not the main guy, not Alex Hirsch, the creator, but he was kind of like one of the lead creative guys on it or something. So it kind of had that same fast-paced humor to it.
I think it's the same art studio that did Into the Spider-Verse as well, but it looks even better to me than that one did. So yeah, I really enjoyed Mitchell vs. the Machines.
Yeah, that was rad. What else have we seen? I know there's more, but I'll remember later. You guys
took my advice and watched the new Chippendales, correct? Rescue Rangers, not the male dance troupe.
Yes.
The new reboot. Very well done. The Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe. That was just awesome. Like so much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I think everybody was like, where the hell did this come from? Even the writers I saw when I was looking up articles after, the writers were like, we can't believe we got this made. Like, and they actually credited it to the pandemic because that made Disney go like full bore into their streaming service. And they're like, there's no way we would have had this much creative license for a feature film in theaters. Like there's a lot more control and whatnot. And but yeah, so and kudos to Paramount for playing ball and letting them go nuts with Ugly Sonic.
Ugly Sonic, one of the better parts, little cameos in that movie. Absolutely.
Sorry if I'm spoiling. Todd, did you watch it yet?
I have not watched it. I got the wrong memo, so I was at the Vegas show. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I actually got spoiled on that part, so I knew about that.
Okay, yeah, there's Ugly Sonic is a part of it. It's one of those. I mean, like Roger Rabbit. It's definitely. I mean, Roger Rabbit is top tier. You're never gonna. Yeah, but this definitely is really solid as a spiritual successor to that. And yeah, it definitely calls for repeat viewings just to catch every little Easter egg because there are plenty.
Yeah. Funny enough, we watched, or I tried to show my daughters Who Framed Roger Rabbit like that same day. Like, maybe, and that movie is surprisingly a little bit, I don't know, darker or more heavier themes than, like you would kind of think of a modern kids movie. Like they really kind of had a lot more of, like the dip and that evil judge. It really coalesces to more mature almost themes than you think.
Yeah, they didn't play around in the 80s. Like it's a kids movie, but the villain will fucking kill you.
Yeah. I think that was
literal acid and just watch you burn. So
that was 80s movies in general for children. Like even the Goonies, like the Fratellis were fucking evil and ready to murder the kids.
Yep. Andrew, I think when we were over the other day or the other night for book club, we were talking about this is leading into some news here. Did both of you catch the trailer for Willow, the Disney Plus upcoming series?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think I was telling you, like, I need to rewatch Willow because I love that movie so much, and it looks like it just is right where it leaves off. Obviously in that same universe. So
yeah. The series is. I mean, it's a direct sequel. It takes place 20 years after the original adventure. I can't remember the actress's name, but Sorsha, who was like the Wicked Queen's daughter, like warrior daughter, she's back in it, and Warwick Davis, of course, who looks like he hasn't aged a day.
Looks very good for the time.
That's crazy excited for that. And like I showed Meg the trailer earlier, and when I hear that music, like the main theme, like gets my blood pumping. I'm like, I was so excited. But yeah, that was part of our conversation. Like 80s, that was like kid fantasy, like Lucasfilm, Ron Howard, but shit is creepy and dark in that movie. Like that evil queen does not mess around.
Yeah. I've heard a rumor that actually Val Kilmer will actually be in the TV series too. So fingers crossed that he does some sort of an appearance or cameo in it. I know obviously he can't really have a lot of speaking roles, sadly, but I'm hoping that they do something to have him in it.
Yeah, I read something recently that he's officially filmed his final role. So I don't know if this is it, if he's going to show up in this or what he does show up in, but he is completely retired and done from acting.
Well, we also have Top Gun that just came out this weekend.
Yeah, he had a cameo appearance in that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I was talking to my mom earlier. I'm going to take her for a belated Mother's Day. Took her to go see that, probably in IMAX. But yeah, I've been hearing like crazy good reviews on Top Gun.
So far, people are saying it's the best flick of the year, up there with Everything Everywhere All at Once or whatever it's called.
Nice.
And cool. I think it broke some sort of Memorial Day record. I don't know if not recently, probably not of all time, but like 156 million or something like that.
It had a really big opening. Yeah.
I wonder if that's because of the refusal to put it on streaming and only be in the box office. But
Tom Cruise was adamant about that. Exactly. Like that was his main priority for this, was to get it released in theaters when people everywhere could see it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it probably would have been out a year ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, how about you guys? Playing, watching, what you doing?
Watching the same stuff as usual. Anything Star Wars, anything Marvel, anything. Yeah. But and actually playing the same old good stuff from recently. I've been actually playing some old favorites. I've been playing Diablo 3 a lot, and ended up buying a new mouse just so I could play it. I bought one of these vertical mouses.
Oh yeah, the weird tower thing.
Yeah, so you hold it like this rather than like this.
Oh wow. Does that help like the gripping or with carpal tunnel or whatever? Or?
Yeah, it helps with RSI and carpal tunnel. So like I had started playing Diablo 3 again about 2 months ago. And like after the first 2 days, my wrist was in more pain than it had been in years.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up stopped playing for like a week, and the pain almost went away completely, but there was still a little bit of lingering pain because I was still playing other video games, and that was still like repeatedly stressing it out. So I ended up buying this, and I pretty much only use this for Diablo, and that gets rid of like most of the lingering pain. So it's not nearly as bad as it was when I first started playing.
Oh, good.
But other than that, I've been playing one of my all-time favorite games called RimWorld, and I think I've tried to explain it to you guys before, but the best explanation I can come up for this game.
It's the world surrounding your butthole?
Yes.
RimWorld,
Yes.
yeah.
You gotta get a job there.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely like there's no story, it's like a completely open survival game. And the best way that I can explain it to people that have no frame of reference for this, because I know most of you here have played Stardew Valley. Imagine you're playing Stardew Valley, except you control everybody in the valley, and the valley is trying to murder you constantly.
So it's like an RTS sort of thing, or like a Rust like?
No, it's like a Rust, but it's isometric, and there's like you control like all the villagers in your little community here, and the game will throw random events at you. Sometimes they're positive, most of the time they're negative. So you have to manage the crops that your people grow. You have to manage them hunting. You have to manage like other groups invading you. You have to research technology and all kinds of stuff. And it's real interesting, and it's random. And every time you play the game, it's different. Like every time you start up a new colony, a new save, it's a completely different story.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have been watching. Did we ever talk about the ending of Moon Knight? Did we talk about that last time? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay, I finished that awesome series. Pretty interesting ending. So we'll see what they do with it. Even the after credit scene. If I don't know if did you guys both catch that?
Yep.
Fresh my memory.
It was the third one.
Right. His
third person, Jake Lockley, and the demise of Harrow. Spoiler alert. Post spoiler.
What?
Yeah. But I thought that they did a pretty good job on that. I wish I would have seen all the action at some parts instead of them, like cutting out and then blacking out and then coming back. But what are you gonna do?
They were trying to save money and not do a bunch of action scenes.
Oh, of course they were. But that's what I want, Meg. I want to see that action.
I know.
Also, I haven't been able to binge all of it, but Stranger Things just came on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So me and Shannon have been watching. We saw all of the first episode, and we're about halfway through the second. They're just so much longer now. Like those are like full on hour plus mini movies each. So it's pretty cool.
The final one is like the one that has the second half, the final. That I think the time on that is like 2.5 hours. So it's legit a full movie.
Damn.
Yeah. So those are going to be like, I'm really looking forward to this season. It looks like it's going to be awesome. Even just the first 2 episodes are really good. A lot of just cool like D&D references, which playing 2 different campaigns now, I get a little bit more. So that's awesome.
No spoilers, please. Meg and I have not had time yet. So we haven't started. Yeah.
And then I've been trying to watch more kids shows with the girls, just kind of broaden their horizons. I forgot about Regular Show. I've been trying to show that to them. Have you guys ever seen that one with the Jay and the raccoon and just getting into antics in that crazy world?
Not yet, but it's definitely been recommended multiple times.
Yeah, pretty good. I got through a couple seasons of that back when, and I think they like that one. And Amphibia as well, which is kind of a not quite Alex Hirsch. I don't think. I don't know if he was involved, but very kind of similar vibes to Gravity Falls.
Nice.
So
another one we were actually talking about the other night. I saw an article all raving about the Owl House.
Or Owl House, yeah.
Owl House, yeah, which I don't think it's not Alex Hirsch, it's different creators, but has also been equated to a Gravity Falls type sort of vibe, but in a more like fantasy world type setting, and with teens. And I guess this article that I was reading, they're saying they're coming to the end of their second season now, and the fans are really bummed because I guess they got canceled by Disney. But then the showrunner went to bat and convinced them to let them have like a few final specials, like a little, like I think like a trio of specials are going to air next year that will close the story properly. But yeah, it sounds cool from what I read. That'll be another one to the ever-growing list.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm still plugging away at Elden Ring. God, that game's so awesome. Like, it's so big. Just when you think like, oh, what do I do next? Here's like 50 other things. I think I'm about halfway through at least with like 90 hours. So it's a full-on meal there. But it's been awesome.
What would you say is bigger, your ring or Todd's rim?
Ooh, comparing rings to rims here, huh? I mean, it's a tough one.
I would say RimWorld's definitely bigger because it's open-ended.
That's true.
It's an open-ended rim.
Damn, Todd.
But I can really get into this ring though. Like when I get into this ring, I feel good. So you know, it's a good fit, this ring on me.
Are you happier longer?
It really stands the test of time. I feel that when I'm in that ring, I can just go on for hours.
It's sturdy, it's durable.
Yeah.
It can take a beating.
And then
we were just talking about kids shows 30 seconds ago. Jesus.
Apropos to nothing. And then I don't know if you guys heard about this game. I heard about it on I think some sort of gaming or whatever, but it's called Not Words, KNOT words, and it's another one of those kind of like daily, every day they have a new sort of thing that combines a crossword puzzle and Sudoku, which I think is really interesting. There's so many boxes and only certain words can be put into certain areas, and you kind of go through the puzzle and try to figure them out, and it's pretty good. If you like the whole daily like Wordle and whatnot, it's another option if you're into those.
Gotcha.
That's cool. About it.
Neat. Well, I think we discussed right before I hit record. Todd and I and Meg have watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. Andrew, you got one more to go.
Yep.
But you've at least seen the premiere.
I have.
All right. Should we get right into thoughts?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, from the opening music, it's just freaking magical, and it's just a joy. I like the slow mystery way they build up. Like I think for the first 10 minutes or so, like you don't even hear Ewan McGregor speak. He's just like going about his little, work life and everything. I'm enjoying the Inquisitor characters, even though it's funny. Of course, I mean, it has to be realistic for human people in real life and live action, but the Inquisitors are characters that we met in the animated shows in Rebels, was it?
Yeah, Rebels.
I don't think they appeared in Clone Wars. It was
no,
yeah, right.
Clone Wars was all pre
right,
Anakin Skywalker
after the fall of the Republic, yeah. But they had like very distinct the Inquisitor that we meet in Rebels has a very distinct kind of elongated head, which could just be stylistic of the cartoon or the fact I thought he might be like a different species or something. But when the first stills came out from this show of the Inquisitor, he's like a little Mr. Clean cue ball head or something. Of course, the internet immediately went to Photoshop and like stretched him out. Like, no, you got it wrong. But very, very cool. Very,
and it wasn't Jason Isaacs either. So
yeah, it wasn't Jason Isaacs. Although this guy, I don't know who he is, but he did a great job presenting that very space Nazi accent and attitude, if you will. Yeah, it was cool. What else?
My only hang up was the whole like this little girl running away from grown ass adults. Like,
right.
That was the only thing I can suspend my disbelief for a lot of Star Wars. You know, it's like, it
was like, oh no, there's this branch. Oh no, a rock.
I can't jump over a 6-foot high tree. Oh man, let me go around this long way. Like,
I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure if that was episode 1 or 2, but I think that's the tail end of episode 1.
It was great up until then, and I was like, "Really, Leia? Come on!" Like
that was very unconvincing camera work and editing. It's like they have to make this extended scene where she gets somewhat away. Otherwise, it would have just been like, "Boom, grabbed you, kid."
I think there was literally
my only weakness.
I think there was literally a couple times where they fell with nothing around them. They just fell.
They were the blonde in a horror movie, just like, trip over nothing. But yes, other than that, great job.
Very enjoyable
episode.
And
1.
The kid playing Leia is doing a good job. I think.
Yeah, she reminded me a lot of. Did either of you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yes.
She reminds me of the Lady Mormont character.
Yeah,
and like how awesome she was in that role. So
Bella Ramsey, I believe her name is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Who is also playing I almost said 11 Stranger Things. No, playing Ellie in The Last of Us for
that's right. I forgot she was in that. That's awesome.
Yeah. This girl, I don't know who she is. She said, I mean, this takes place 10 years after the fall, so she's got to be 10 years old.
Yeah.
She looks younger than that, I would say.
Does. She looks like
a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Yeah. But she holds her own.
Let me see. I don't know say she is.
Always nice to see Jimmy Smits again.
That was cool that they brought him back.
It's cool that he's come back every time. Like they've sprinkled him in, and he's always game.
And he doesn't look a day fucking older, even though the prequels were like 20 years ago.
He really doesn't. Yeah, I had those thoughts when I was watching him and thinking like, is this just natural progression of age, or did they even have to like age him up a bit because like, okay, you're in this era now. He's definitely aged some, but not much. I can't. I'm having trouble remembering what was part of episode 1 or 2. But
if you guys just want to talk, I'm gonna probably watch it tonight, even unless there's like a huge spoiler or something. I'm not that worried about it.
No, I don't think so. Not really. It's really just Obi-Wan making his way to go come after her. In the interactions a lot in episode 2, there's a lot of the interactions between young Leia and Obi-Wan, and again, she really holds her own well. For a moment I was like, it was starting to get a little too much. Like this kid's being.
She's 8.
She's 8 years old.
She's 8
the
years
actress
old in real life, and that's her birthday's on June 4th. So that's assuming. Wait, actually no. She's sorry. 022 minus 2012. Yeah, she's 10. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Delete that. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
But for a second it was. I don't know. Me personally, there was a moment where it was starting to get like a little bit much. Like, you're skirting into Phantom Menace territory, where like little Anakin's like the sassiest one on the screen. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Yes, I can't remember the name of the other Inquisitor, or they called her the third sister. Yeah, but she's doing a really great job. I'm not familiar with the actress, but yeah.
I read something online, and at least they're getting ahead of it, where Disney actually like beforehand, kind of warned her like, hey, there are asshole racists out there who's gonna, be shitting on your if it happens, let us know, and we'll, do what we can, sadly. But I'm glad they're proactive about it, because there's always gonna be those idiot haters out there. But yeah, I really liked her, and at least the first episode, she looks like a really kick-ass villain. So yeah,
and you'll definitely see more of her in number 2.
Good.
It's cool. I don't know. It's awesome. They're off to a great start. I'm really enjoying it, and it's hard to say more yet, but yeah, good stuff. And of course, speaking of Star Wars, this weekend was the Star Wars celebration at the Anaheim Convention Center here. Did you end up going? You had like a potential like extra ticket or something?
Some friends of ours had an extra ticket, but having the double kids parties the day before, I was just like wiped, and walking around a convention center for hours on a Sunday just did not appeal to me at all. So sadly, I didn't, if it were this Saturday, maybe I would have gone, but I figure like Sunday, there's not going to be anything like really worth note or anything.
Actually, all the trailers were on Sunday.
Did they? That's when they released them? Okay.
Yeah, they had Mando on Sunday, they had Ahsoka on Sunday, and they had
a trailer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they online now?
They haven't released an official version online, but they've been leaked online.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And Tales of the Jedi also.
Right.
And Visions Part 2
Season
as
2,
well.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So yeah, we did watch the what officially released online was the trailer for Andor. It's for Diego Luna's Cassian Andor series, and announced a premiere date of August 31st. That's already been greenlit for 2 seasons. Nice. And I think I heard before, I didn't know if it was rumor or if the showrunners officially said, of course, this is the prequel story leading up to Rogue One, and I think Alan Tudyk's K2SO should appear sometime in season 2. But yeah, it's looking cool. That I didn't expect that trailer to. It just had a different vibe. It felt very grounded and
very
heavy.
Rogue One-ish.
Yeah, and then it reminded me like, oh yeah, of course, it's Rogue One. Yeah, they're going for that same sort of style. But Cassian, of course, he was the main guy who got Jyn Erso involved in the rebellion, and he's kind of at least by the time we get to Rogue One, he's a pretty shady character. He's like the guy doing the dirty work for the rebellion that they don't want to cop to. So it'll be interesting to see how much of that plays into this show, if he's kind of like that very like in the gray area type character. That's cool.
Or maybe we can see that happen to him as he goes along. Maybe he's so pure-hearted until he sees how the sausage is made, and then he knows like what he has to do.
Well, he kind of had a thing in Rogue One, whereas like he grew up with this, so like this has always been his nature. So I think he'll be like the darker side of gray right from the start.
Yeah. And Glenn Close, we see her at the tail end. I'm not sure who her character is. But also a younger woman who I believe that's supposed to be young Mon Mothma in the Galactic Senate. Seems like she's going to be a major focus of it too.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Looks pretty cool. They also mentioned that's actually the first series, and probably another reason why it feels very grounded. This is the first of the Star Wars shows on Disney Plus that they're not relying on that stagecraft, the big immersive digital screens for backgrounds and whatnot. So
they're going hard on the practicals and costumes.
Yeah,
like that was one of the big things that they had talked about for Andor, is like full on costume work for everyone and everything, like Weta quality costumes.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
that's what I love about the originals, all the practical effects. So
there you go.
To see back to that.
Even if it's even episode 1 with the Gillette lady razors as the communicators, like it's still something tangible, even if it's just with shit glued on it. It's just something feels more magic about it,
Exactly. It's real, like you can touch it.
Exactly. I didn't watch the teaser for it yet, but there was also a trailer for a new game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is a follow-up from Fallen Order.
I never got through Fallen Order. It's very much a Souls-like sort of game where it's not easy. And so I started it, and after the first couple times I died, I kind of put it down for a while. So
yeah, I'm the same. Like that definitely killed my gamer ego.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Souls gamer at all. Like I don't play any of the Souls games. I don't like the interface, and it feels kind of clunky to me, and the mechanics. So like you have to do the perfectly timed dodges and all that good stuff, and I don't have the hand-eye coordination for it. So
Too old for this shit.
yep. So like I would love to play it, but I'm too prideful to take it down to story mode.
There you go. After Elden Ring, maybe I'll give it a shot. But I'm all about going on easy mode. If I could turn down Elden Ring, I would. I don't got time to fight the same boss 50 times. Nah, let me just breeze through that. Get the story. Whatever.
100%. Yeah. If there's a story mode in Fallen Order, I'm playing it. Oh yeah, I do see.
Quick heads up, my internet is really garbage tonight, so I don't know what's going on with it, but I keep losing connection. So
yeah, you might max headroom out of here.
Yeah, I've already done it a couple of times on the podcast. So
okay. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm going down a list here of the announcements, and I do see there was a bit about the audience got to see a first look at Ahsoka. Does tease the live action versions of Sabine Wren. Of course, we already knew that was coming. Chopper and Hera Syndulla also being part of the series. And apparently at some point there was like a mural of Ezra Bridger.
It's the mural that you see at the end of Rebels.
Right. Yeah,
it's literally that same frame that Sabine paints.
So this solidifies what we expected all. This is a straight up sequel to Rebels, which is awesome. Yeah. There was also, I never heard anything about that. Well, they probably didn't mention anything about this before this weekend. This Star Wars Skeleton Crew, another little Disney Plus series coming next year with Jude Law and created by John Watts, who helmed all the Spider-Man trilogy. John Watts, Christopher Ford. Skeleton Crew will follow a group of 10-year-old kids from a small planet who get lost in the galaxy far, far away and must try to find their way home.
It's Star Wars Prodigy.
Yeah, sounds like, yeah, with them taken under Jude Law's wing, I guess. Mm-hmm. And taking place after Return of the Jedi, so will fit within the timeline of the Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Okay.
I guess why not? If it'll make money.
Sure. Mando season 3, by the way, officially announced for February next year. So we're gonna have to wait a while for Mando.
Yeah, at least we got it coming.
And I guess they did have a sizzle reel at the show, reintroducing the characters you already know, like the armorer, Grief Karga, Carl Weathers, Amy Sedaris, whatever her character's name was, the wacky mechanic lady.
Yep.
But the main focus on Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan, who is, of course, got unfinished business with Mando over the Darksaber. So,
and you get plenty of shots of Mando and Grogu.
Nice.
I ain't your father, but I sure was your daddy.
Yeah. Just jetpacking around. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. And finally, I didn't watch it yet, but I just saw that there's an official trailer for Bad Batch season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. And that okay, that's at least coming sooner, fall this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually sooner than I expected. Because they had said there was going to be a long wait for Bad Batch, but no, apparently not. Like if they're coming out this year, that's less than a 2-year turnaround. Because what first season was like start of last year.
Was it last year? It seems like it was longer ago, like 2 years ago.
That sounds like I think our last year sounds right.
Okay, all right. Speaking of Bad Batch and clone troopers in general. Andrew, you can keep an eye out for a quick cameo in episode 2 of Obi-Wan, because of course, our pal Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison, was also the basis for all of the clones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in a post Clone War era where Obi-Wan takes place 10 years after the fall, you might happen to see a clone here or there down on his luck. So let's keep an eye out for that.
Interesting. I will make sure to keep those eyes peeled.
It's gonna be like the new Where's Waldo.
Just Tamora Morrison popping up everywhere.
In all things Star Wars.
Yeah. This time he's got a little mustache. This time he's got a big lumberjack beard. This time
big bushy beard.
Yeah. This time he's got an eye patch. Oh man. Star Wars Visions. Also, that was the animated short films.
Yeah. Really good.
In any corner of the Star Wars universe. Yeah, they're gonna have a second batch of those spring next year.
Those were good. I enjoyed about half of them at least. So
yeah, half of them were really good. Half of them were weird.
Yeah. like Netflix's was it Love, Death and Robots or Love, Sex and Robots or something?
Love, Death and Robots. Yeah, the newest season. Actually, I've been watching that too. The newest one just came out Friday or last Friday.
I still need to watch it. I think I didn't even finish the first season, or I got through most of it. I think I forget.
They're generally pretty good, especially the new ones. If nothing else, just the animation and the art style is really on point. The stories kind of go here or there, but just for the visuals, they're usually really really nice.
I remember there's definitely a few good ones for sure. Speaking of animation, another new series, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi animated series. It's gonna just basically an anthology show, so just random little animated shorts from all over the Star Wars universe. But they made point that they're going to feature some from Ahsoka, Count Dooku, and Liam Neeson returning as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Mm-hmm. That will be very cool. I wonder, sadly, Christopher Lee has passed in the meantime, because it'd be awesome to hear him do Dooku again. But
yeah. Well, they had a good guy for him in the Clone Wars cartoons. I forget. I don't know who the voice was, but did decent.
Yeah. All of the Clone Wars voice actors sounded pretty spot on.
Yeah. Let's see. Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation.
They've been doing one for every season. So yeah, the Halloween one was pretty fun. These little short 20-minute clips, I think, or just little stories, but in the Lego Star Wars style with the characters.
Okay, yeah. So this comes out August 5th, and we'll have Rose, Rey, Finn, Poe, and Chewbacca taking a vacation after defeating Emperor Palpatine. So after Episode 9.
Nice.
And apparently Weird Al makes a cameo. So I'm in.
Now that he has his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, why not?
Oh, yeah. Well deserved. I think there was more. Oh, there was another, I guess, pumping out more content for kids. Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures on Disney Plus and Disney Junior. It's kind of aimed at like kindergarten kids, but it's actually, of all things, set in the High Republic era. So that's interesting.
So there's the novels and the comics that they're focusing on right now is the High Republic. So that's going to be the big focus going forward for expanded universe stuff is High Republic.
Okay. Yeah, I remember they're making a push for that, and I think they were coming out with more comics.
Yeah, all the novels and comics that have come out for the last year and a half, 2 years now have all been High Republic era.
Okay.
I can't say they're really good or special or unique, but I mean, he uses different characters. I mean, the only character around then at that point is Yoda. And I don't know if I've read an appearance of Yoda yet. It's a younger, more impulsive Yoda.
Oh. All right. We, of course, talked about Willow, of course, the Disney Plus series that's coming in November. I'm crazy excited for that. And also Harrison Ford was there. They had a panel for Indiana Jones, and I think they officially had a release date for it.
They did release
a couple still images, I'm pretty sure, as well.
They released one still.
Yeah, just one still. It looks like he's in some sort of like cave setting, like crossing some little rope bridge, just like very silhouette-y and dramatic. But yeah, Harrison Ford was there. to talk about it. And I think even John Williams, because they played him out like as Harrison Ford came out on the stage, John Williams conducted the whole orchestra and did the theme song, and so they had like a nice little tender moment together and everything. I know I read it somewhere. I want to say it was June. There it is. In theaters June 30th next year. And James Mangold said that he's they've officially wrapped filming. He's deep into editing now. And what's her name? Kathleen Kennedy said that they're everybody's super excited for what they've seen so far, like how it's coming together. And James Mangold, Mads Mikkelsen, who's also one of the main cast members, which, I mean, I'll watch him in frickin' anything, but he is personally a huge Indiana Jones fan. Like he grew up with it as well. And he personally said it feels very much like the vibe of like the first two films combined. So yeah, I'm excited. I remain cautiously optimistic.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, the last one that everyone kind of shit on. And looking back, at least in memory, like it wasn't that bad. It was fine.
It was awful.
An action movie if you don't put it in the same universe as, if you just personally, but I didn't hate it. So
if you imagine the characters are not Indiana Jones and his son and Marion, then it's a perfectly fine film.
Exactly. This is this is the multi-universe of these are variants of both. This is where he goes by a junior and not Indy. So
okay. I think it's fine, but I think the main problem with it is Spielberg got too wrapped up in the fan service winking at the camera, and it got a little silly. But if anybody that I trust to course correct, I would definitely say James Mangold would fit the bill. So I'm more optimistic for this one. And Shia is nowhere to be found, so there's that.
I mean, did they ever catch him for eating that person in the woods? So
might still be on the run.
Actual cannibal Shia
LaBeouf.
Legends say he roams these hills.
He just gets down on all fours and starts sprinting. What are you gonna do? Can't catch that.
Oh man. Anyway, so that was it. That was, I think, pretty much everything from the Star Wars Celebration. All the headlines that I saw. What else was going on the past couple weeks? There was a little bit of, I know you guys aren't as big into the horror world as Meg and I, but one fun thing, the Evil Dead game came out.
Oh yeah.
And apparently like sold 500,000 copies and like that.
Shannon bought it, but I don't think she's played it at all yet. So I'll have to maybe hop on and give that a try before our next session just to see what I think of it. And it seems like it's quasi Dead by Daylight-esque. So
it's like a 3-on-1.
It's the same as all the other 3-on-1 or 4-on-1 like monster versus players type game.
Yeah, I heard I saw a review that was saying it's really solid. It's tons of fun. There's a few bugs they still need to work out, or some kinks, like the controls are a little wonky. I think a reviewer said like you can be running away from a deadite and run into like I guess there's no jumping in the game, so you can run into like something that shouldn't stop you, like a twig or a branch or something,
some sort of barrier or something.
Yeah, and it causes just enough of a delay in your movement that you can get killed by the deadite chasing you. So it's like that's annoying. Little things like that, but they said overall it's pretty solid, and I guess they're going to be adding more characters from the entire franchise pretty soon. So
that's good. Did either of you ever watch Ash versus the Evil Dead? I've heard really good things about the series that I might jump into.
It's so
definitely watch it.
Yeah,
it is good.
If you're a fan of the movies, perfect, amazing. Even if you haven't watched the movies, they do a good enough job of explaining the lore that you could just pick it up and start watching. But it's It's so freaking magical.
If anybody is a fan of horror, I would suggest watching it.
Yeah. Okay. It's very intense horror. Also manages to be slapsticky and insane and ridiculous as well. Like they do both very well. There's episodes get really freaking dark and you're just like, holy shit. And then there's some that are just balls to the walls hysterical. And they do a good job of balancing both of those. Oh, which by the way, all of that and Raimi, we didn't mention. Sorry, Andrew, you still haven't seen Strange?
No, I haven't. Much to my shame, I have not.
I won't spoil anything for you. I will say I will give it a solid B.
Oh, that's it?
B minus even? Yeah, I don't know. I maybe it was a little overhyped. I mean, I was excited because it's Sam Raimi and he brings the horror and everything, but they also have to cater to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and general audiences and a PG-13 audience. So
I think the gripe was it didn't lean too hard in either direction. It wasn't too huge of a superhero film or it wasn't too huge of a horror film.
Yeah, it felt like kind of they were in a mid gear.
Yeah, they were trying to ride both lines.
Trying to ride both throughout the movie, and it sometimes it's a little jarring. They go like, "Oh, we're doing a horror movie now." Like, no, we're going back to superhero, back and forth. But yeah, it's hard to say anything else without spoiling anything. But of course, that Wanda is in it. You watched all of WandaVision, of course.
Yes, I did.
Yes, which is that is required viewing for Multiverse of Madness. Okay. Very great continuation of her story, I'd say, is the biggest draw. Strange is fun, multiverse hijinks are fun, and the introduction of the newest I guess hero of the MCU,
America Chavez.
America Chavez, yeah.
Miss Marvel, correct?
No, does she have an official like moniker or something?
I can't remember her name.
There is one, but I forget it as well.
But she was lots of fun. I don't know the actress off the top of my head, but she was great. And Meg and I definitely saw her as a highlight. Like, we're looking forward to it. This is just her introduction.
She's Miss America, basically.
Miss American?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, definitely looking forward to more of her throughout phase 4, probably.
Because if I'm not mistaken, she's even going to get her own series, right?
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
That comes up next.
Yeah.
But actually, no, that comes after. No, Miss Marvel comes next, and then it's She-Hulk.
Yeah. So. Miss Marvel's pretty soon. It's like next month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. June is Miss Marvel. She-Hulk's in August, I want to say, or September. One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 different characters. There's
okay.
Miss Marvel's a young Muslim girl.
She basically idolizes
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, America Chavez, kind of is like a female Captain America type character.
Okay. I thought there was like a female, almost like Plastic Man equivalent. Am I thinking of something?
That's Miss Marvel.
That is Miss Marvel. Okay, cool.
Yeah. In other horror-related news, you remember us talking about there was actually, believe it or not, a Twisted Metal TV show coming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be on Peacock. Anthony Mackie is going to be in that.
Of course.
Stephanie Beatriz, which wasn't she from
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yeah. I kept wanting to say Reno 911, but I knew that wasn't right. Thomas Hayden Church, and the latest news, Neve Campbell.
Wow.
Sydney Prescott herself is going to headline the Twisted Metal show.
I mean, isn't that just kind of like, well, I guess it's quasi Death Race-esque, but it can be in its own thing too. So.
Yeah. There is a description. Let's see. Anthony Mackie stars as John Doe, a smartass milkman who talks as fast as he drives. With no memory of his past, John gets a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make his wish of finding community come true, but only if he can survive an onslaught of savage vehicular combat. Yeah, it's Death Race. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, and
do you need more than Death Race? Come on.
Oh no, I'm talking about it now. Just makes me want to go back and rewatch Death Race because that movie's killer.
It was fun. Yeah, and this comes from Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the duo behind Zombieland and Deadpool. So
there you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's cool. There is also okay, this is ridiculous. So apparently Winnie the Pooh, or at least the original story, has now slipped into the public domain.
Yes, so you can use the original likeness, but not the Disney likeness. So that's important.
Okay, yeah. So just like anybody can write a Sherlock Holmes story or anybody can write a James Bond story, now anybody is free to write a Winnie the Pooh tale. And so, of course, 5 seconds after that happened, a horror movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh my God. That looks horrifying.
It looks horrifying. There's a still shot of it's basically just like a slasher, like a killer in a Winnie the Pooh mask.
Is it because I'm hoping that it's actually some sort of mutated bear? Like fingers crossed.
I mean, maybe
that way instead. I don't know, but I think there's only stills. I was looking for a preview and couldn't find one. So I'm hoping that that's the angle they go with, but you never know. Come on, cowards. Do it.
Do it, cowards. Rice Frake Waterfield directed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. No plot details available at this time, but looks like, even this article on Bloody Disgusting, it's like, looks like the movie centers on a killer wearing a Winnie the Pooh mask, or maybe that's actually a man-bear hybrid.
He's half man, half bear, half pig, and he's done with this global warming. He's not going to take it anymore. Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig.
Oh, geez. Yep. Oh, man. Let's see what else I got in my my notes. If you guys got anything, feel free.
The newest D&D combination Magic the Gathering set came out that focuses on like the Baldur's Gate storyline. Looks pretty cool. I don't know if that one was focusing on the commander decks as well, but they have some really cool options, some really cool throwbacks to actual like D&D like stories and big arcs in there. One of the cards is actually the storyline Descent into Avernus, which is what I'm playing with my other campaign. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I vaguely know of that title. So that was very cool to see. And they're reintroducing like the class systems and kind of the party system as well, which was an interesting thing that you could build around. So I don't know how many of the cards I'll buy because, it's so expensive these days, but I try to get up some choice singles because I definitely see some that have a place in a couple of my decks. So
nice. That's rad. So speaking more of video gaming, guess what the latest Netflix video game adaptation is going to be? I mean, they have several in the works, but I guess started on
Resident Evil, correct? Or is that already known?
That's already happening.
Yeah.
Has it come out yet?
Not yet, but they have a preview that actually looks pretty cool. Okay. I saw that a little while ago, and I was quasi excited. Like it looks like
right. I remember now. Netflix was working on a Resident Evil show.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, another Resident Evil movie came out, Welcome to Raccoon City. And
I believe so.
Yeah. I heard not great things. I think it came and went like that.
I tried to watch it and I got, I think 5 minutes in and I was just like, nah, not worth it. I'm not going to put myself through this. So
yeah, probably a wise decision.
Yep.
But Netflix is apparently in early development on a Horizon Zero Dawn series.
Okay.
Yeah. Which could be amazing, but also that sounds ridiculously high budget. And I worry that Netflix is going to be like, oh, it didn't get a bazillion views in the first 2 days. You're canceled.
People aren't constantly watching it over and over again without stopping for a year. Then no, we aren't going to make more. Why aren't they watching it 5 times each?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, the second game was really good. I think I still have to do the last mission. I was trying to finish everything on the platinum, but that was a that's a good series.
That is the reason I will buy a PS5. Yeah. That is the reason.
It looks so good.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot of like PS4 exclusive, PS5 exclusives, are there that aren't on PC as well, or are there?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't know that aren't on PC. Probably not a whole lot. They're kind of making sure things are available to just about everyone now. Exclusives wise, I think they may have done a second. What's the samurai game? I can't think. Not Sekiro. Fuck. It was a different one. But they did a better version, an upgraded version with more story of that for the PlayStation 5, I think.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it either.
Yeah. Tsushima. Something of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Thank you. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I think they did a better version of that for PS5.
Yeah, I still want to play that, but I don't have it. Oh, God, I want to play it.
It looks really good.
All right.
I mean, it was Game of the Year in, 2019 when it came out?
Yeah, I think so.
Ghost of Tsushima?
My wish list on Amazon, just saying, anyone on the podcast. My birthday's in less than 3 weeks now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you.
By the way,
one thing
of course, happy belated birthday, Todd.
Yes, happy birthday to you.
And Viv. We both share May 27th birthday there.
Yep.
Yeah. And we share it with the great Christopher Lee, as we mentioned earlier.
Ooh, nice.
One thing we did forget from the Star Wars celebration is they announced a port for Knights of the Old Republic 2 coming to the Switch. And that's really good because Knights of the Old Republic 2 has not been ported at all since it came out. The first one's had a couple of ports, but we're getting a port for 2 now.
Very cool. I've never was able to play any of those, so I'm curious to go back and give them a try.
Yeah, the controls are definitely wonky, but the story is amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I mean, they're definitely dated. Like you play them and you go like, oh, okay, this is a proto, this is old Grandpappy, which eventually led to things like Mass Effect and Dragon Age and, BioWare's later stuff, which is brilliant. But so it can feel a little clunky because it's just because of its age, but still, it's still a solid Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gave birth to, the first one gave birth to the character that I named one of my cats after.
Revan. Darth Revan.
Darth Revan.
Yeah. Yep. There was maybe about a week ago, Paramount released the official trailer for Mission Impossible 7.
Oh yeah.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And they're making it clear it's very much like the 7 and 8 are like part 1, part 2. It's all going to be one big story. But lots of awesome action in there. Tom Cruise, attempting to kill himself on screen.
Like he always does, like he's wanting to do.
Yeah, lots of...
Because that's that stunt at the end of the trailer, he absolutely did himself.
Oh, yeah, he did it multiple times. I saw a behind-the-scenes video from probably a year ago at some big Paramount event or something, and it was just them. He did it like 6 or 7 times, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Just to make sure they got it just right.
And those bikes aren't cheap. Those bikes are probably like 15, 20K bikes each time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's easily 150K worth of bikes that they just completely destroy.
Yeah.
These are going to be the last 2 in the series, right? Like, is he done with MI?
Yeah, he said he's done.
Right? Yeah. Okay. That's why they're making a big deal about it. It's all part 1, part 2, grand finale. It's his Infinity War and Endgame is what it is. Yeah.
Now the question is, do they James Bond it and just recast the role, and keep the franchise going, or do they end it?
I think it'll have a solid ending. If they continue, it won't be a recast of Ethan Hunt. It'll just be like some other agents that they focus on. If they want to continue a Mission Impossible franchise, he'll pass on the torch to someone else or something. Which, I mean, Lots of action with new recruit Haley Atwell in that trailer also.
Mm-hmm.
So how fitting to have Agent Carter take over the Mission Impossible franchise. I'm down.
I mean, anything Haley Atwell, sign me up.
Exactly. That's saying if she's not like the closet villain, because that would be classic.
I mean, I'd still watch that. So
I mean, that would be annoying if they repeated that. I mean, because they already did that with Henry Cavill, and pretty much anytime there's a guest star coming into the franchise, it's like 4 out of 5 times he's the fucking villain. So
yeah.
Anyway.
But there's still rumors of a Captain Carter show, so she might be booked.
Well, they're doing. They already announced they're doing a season 2 of What If. The animated
What If is getting.
And there's definitely going to be more Captain Carter in that.
But she might get a full either spin-off show animated, or there's talk of actually having her a live action version, because I mean we're in multiverse era, so
anything's possible.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of anything's possible in this crazy ass multiverse, here's a headline I did not see coming. Deadline reported that Married with Children may be coming back, but with all the original cast, but as an animated show.
Okay.
I don't know how. Yeah,
I can see it working, because I don't know if either of you have watched F is for Family. That's Bill Burr's show on Netflix.
No, I was curious about it.
It's good. I would say watch it. It's a slow burn funny. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not completely laugh out loud funny everything, and there's some like depressing elements to it. It's like, fuck, that reminds me of my childhood a lot at some points. But there's definitely it definitely has the Married with Children vibes.
Okay. All right.
I just feel like that fan base is so far gone, unless they're trying to kind of rekindle that, but I guess you never know.
You see,
I mean, it's our generation, like the
true.
Yeah, everything that's old. I mean, look at freaking Chippendale. Like
that
was
nostalgia factor.
That was created by our generation for our generation, and also, kids might get a kick out of it too, but not nearly as much as we will. Yeah, we'll see. But apparently, it's being pitched around to networks and streamers right now, and supposedly getting strong interest. So we'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be great grandparents at this point, because just what's her name's character, Christina Applegate's character, was like, by the end of the show, she was like early 20s.
20-something, right?
Yeah. So she gets pregnant right then and there. 20 years later, she's got a kid that's 20.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Married with grandkids. That is, unless they do like animated show that takes place at that time. That might be why they want to do it animated.
That's what they want
to do. Yeah, they want to do period back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh man,
keep it at the same time.
It's gonna be so hard for me to picture Peggy without thinking of Leela. Like, I won't be able to. That's one and the same, unless I do Peggy with just one eye.
It's just the same giant red hair with one eye.
There we go.
I guess that if you can do it animated, that helps the actors, because all they have to do is worry about doing a voice. I mean, that's how Futurama is the show that never dies. It just keeps coming back again and again and again.
Oh, so more information came out about that. The voice actor that played Bender, he actually didn't get a raise. He caved in the negotiations.
Yeah, I saw that. Apparently, Hulu was even prepared to do they were planning on, if they couldn't secure John DiMaggio is the voice actor for Bender. They were planning on having guest stars at voicing Bender throughout the season.
Yeah, just have him remodulate his voice. The running gag would be him remodulating his voice.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that would have caused a riot.
So
but yeah, apparently DiMaggio caved. Like he was making the big stand in protest of pay your voice actors properly and pay them what they're worth. But
damn.
yeah.
Well, as unfortunate as that side of Hulu seems to be, Seth MacFarlane just had a premiere for the Orville, and like kind of like a little red carpet premiere event, and he was like singing their praises. He was basically like
I think it
shitting
was.
all over
I think it
Fox.
was less singing the praises of Hulu and more shitting on Fox.
Yeah, he was like, "Thank God we're not there anymore."
The quote I saw was that he was just saying like, we never really even belonged at Fox. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he said, oh, there was a quote. I'll have to look it up, but it was something like about like how with Fox's diverse family of shows, like such and such, and he's just naming all these stupid singing competition shows because that's their bread and butter now. That's all they have, like that plus Family Guy. Oh man. Yeah, anyway. Over on FX, What We Do in the Shadows finally got a release date for season 4. That is July 12th.
Oh, that soon? I am so excited. I'm so curious where it picks up after that last season had basically a big cliffhanger. So
I am excited. Did either of you guys catch Taika's other show at Reservation Dogs?
I've seen a few episodes. I haven't seen all the way through.
I forgot about it. It's still in my queue, but
it's okay. Like,
okay.
There are people that love it, and then there are people like me that are like, it's a show.
Okay.
It certainly is a television show on a network.
Okay, thanks for that glowing review, Todd.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say.
All right. Well, that for anyone who's been following that, season 2 of that premieres on August 3rd on Hulu exclusively. What we need is a fucking renewal for Our Flag Means Death.
Oh
yeah.
Still no news on that, but I'm keeping a close eye. Well, I don't really have to keep a close eye on my phone, because once you look at something once on Reddit notifications just punch you in the face. So I'm constantly getting like daily updates from the Our Flag Means Death subreddit, even though I'm not subscribed to it.
You got to turn off notifications for Reddit, otherwise it will spam the fuck out of you. I don't have any have any notifications coming from Reddit.
Yeah, I don't mind that one because I really want to know if that gets a season 2, because HBO would be fucking insane not to give them a season 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else? We had a few passings, sadly. Ray Liotta out of nowhere.
He's only in his like early 60s, right?
67 actually. But he was still hard at work. He was in the middle of shooting a new film, and he had like another few that he just wrapped up. I believe they're coming out or in the pipeline. So that was unfortunate. And Vangelis, longtime composer, known of course for Blade Runner, Chariots of Fire, 100 other things. He died at 79 years old. Yeah, the synthesizer king of the 80s. Pretty much all that I had in the news. A little bit of older news, but a week or two back, it hasn't been officially announced, but apparently these leaks are pretty trustworthy, that a Daredevil series, a continuation to Daredevil, is actually in development for Disney Plus.
No, I think that's actually confirmed. I don't think it's a leak at this point.
Okay. Yeah, as Variety said, they learned from sources that Matt Corman and Chris Ord are attached to write and executive produce. I'm not sure what else they've done, but
so far it's both Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones are confirmed to return to their characters.
Okay.
The other two, not so much. We haven't heard anything about them. Yeah. Not that we really need them. Well, I mean, I'd still like to see Luke Cage back.
Yeah.
In fact, it was interesting. It was fueling a lot of rumors that because the actress for Jessica Jones,
Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter had posted a photo on Instagram of her and Mike Coulter doing like a hike or something.
Oh yeah, just hanging out. Yeah. I mean, any of those characters, you can easily throw in appearances for She-Hulk. Like,
oh yeah.
There's a rumor that that's where Jessica Jones is going to come in again, that she's hired by She-Hulk to be like a PI on something, and then there she is.
Perfect, yeah.
Because they're partners throughout almost their entire careers in the comics runs. Like those two are like inextricably linked.
That's cool. Yeah, that would be cool. Yep. Oh, Corman and Ord most famously co-created the USA Network series Covert Affairs. I never saw that one.
But it was with Piper Perabo. That was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
So I liked it. It wasn't too didn't run too long. I think maybe 5 seasons or something. It was around the same time Burn Notice was on.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about solid for a USA Network show.
Yeah.
Give it 5 seasons, like it'll have a very small fervent fan base, and then the rest of the world will catch up on it, maybe, binging on Netflix in a few years down the road.
Exactly. Yeah. Oded Ferrer was on that show. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another headline that I did not see coming at all. I don't think anybody would have. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is getting a reboot.
I mean, I'll never forget going into that movie. I was so excited. My dad took me to see it, and I was like, yeah, they're literary figures. I even know like a majority of them. And then coming out, just Charlie Brown walk kind of right out of that theater.
I eventually saw it. I think it was like on FX on a random afternoon.
Of course it was.
In that setting, I was like, it's a fine movie for a random afternoon. I probably would have been annoyed if I paid full price for a theater ticket for it. But it fits in that category of like, yeah, I'll casually watch this in the background while I'm doing house chores or something. Yeah. I mean, there's some of those movies, if you're flipping the cable channels and you land on Forrest Gump or something, like that's what you're just gonna, it doesn't matter if it's halfway through the movie, you're gonna sit down and get sucked into it. Or Tremors.
Shawshank Redemption. Anytime I catch any of that, I'm just like, well, I'm watching this now from wherever it is to wherever it ends.
Yeah. You hear Morgan Freeman in your head. I wish I could tell you that you're gonna finish the rest of your house chores today. I wish
you're gonna sit down and you're gonna slow down and you're
gonna now I think of his voice, I just think of that stupid crab in Barb and Star. Farewell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Need to rewatch that one again too.
Todd, have you watched Barb and Star?
I have not.
Oh my God.
You must.
It's worth a watch.
Fix that immediately. It's on Hulu. Just
so here's the deal. You're gonna start it and you'll be like, what the fuck am I watching? But just stick with it. Okay, give it 10, at least 15, maybe even 20 minutes, and then you'll be into it.
Yeah. Do you still have some of that booze that you got on your birthday, or did you kill all that already?
I didn't kill it. I just made a small dent into it.
Okay. Make a little bit more of a dent and put on Barb and Star. Hey, I just saw you move that fancy box there.
Oh yeah, it's still full. I haven't installed it yet.
Ooh. Oh, FTW3 Ultra EVGA 3800
3080 Ti.
Nice.
Oh, the prices finally came down. So this, for the last 2 years, has been like, well, the last year it's been like about $2,000.
Jeez.
And finally came down. I was able to get it off Amazon for 1,100. It doesn't hurt that the next gens are coming out in like a couple of months. So that and crypto is in a nosedive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it has been for like the better part of this year.
Oh, right, because that was part of the reason why they were hard to come by, right? Is
because miners
snatched up by all the
They'd all
crypto miners.
pick them up as soon as they could. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Resellers and miners were buying up all kinds of GPUs and selling them. Like
Can
just looking
children
at
really buy that expensive of equipment though? I mean, what are they playing on? I mean, they're just what, like 5-6-year-olds miners?
they're playing all kinds of Roblox and Minecraft.
Miners, not miners.
Miners. Oh, so Meg and I finished the Pentaveret.
Oh, okay. What'd you think of the ending? Shannon finished it just a couple days ago as well.
We enjoyed it. There was, I mean, midway through this, I mean, it's only what, 6 episodes, was it?
Yeah, it's super short.
Yeah, about 2 episodes in, maybe 3 episodes in, we're like, it's definitely not as funny as we hoped. Like, it's the comedy's a bit hit or miss, but the world that he built is so bizarre and just crazy enough that you have to keep watching. And then as everything wrapped up, we went like, oh yeah, we actually really enjoyed that. It was worth the watch. So
did the grandpa from did the father from How I Met I Married an Axe? Yeah. How I Met Your Axe Murderer.
No, he did not reprise that character, but he does play like at least 6 characters in the whole thing.
And there is a little kickback to the original comment about the Pentaveret. They definitely show a picture of Colonel Sanders as a past member of the Pentaveret before he went tits up.
Yeah.
So
always hated that Colonel with his
wee beady eyes.
That smug look on his face. Oh, you're gonna buy my chicken. Oh.
I need to rewatch that whole movie again. So good.
Yeah, we do too.
It's on one of the streaming services because I just watched it like a couple of months ago.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I got for news, guys. Unless you got anything else, I didn't see much in the world of video games or. I did
not much.
Oh, go ahead.
Not much gaming.
I
Last
think
couple of weeks.
A little bit of a dry spell right now in game releases. So
yeah,
I think there's a lot of. I saw articles about a lot of indie games trying to be the next Stardew, which, I mean, of course they're trying, but there was one that kind of got a bit of press in the last few weeks. There's something like Witch in the Woods, Little Witch in the Woods.
Huh.
It looked very, very hipster, but kind of a fun little passive game. Like you're basically, that's what you are. You're like a little witch in the woods, and you're farming and like casting spells to help your farming, I think, and stuff. But
oh yeah, Little Witch in the Woods. Apparently came out last year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was coming out soon. But...
yeah, it's not been very busy game wise. I think the only news in the last like 2 weeks, I don't know if we talked about this on the last podcast, but Starfield was delayed till next year, so unfortunate for that. But
no, when was that originally supposed to come?
Supposed to come out in November. Bethesda likes 11/11 for its releases, so that's what they were targeting for Starfield, and they say they cannot make that, so they're delaying it to first quarter of 2023.
Okay.
I'm okay with Bethesda doing their we'll release it when it's ready type thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's still going to have all of the Bethesda bugs we know and love.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, would it be Bethesda if it didn't come out loaded with freaking bugs?
Yeah. If a skeleton on the ground didn't shoot you 50,000 miles in the air. Yeah, they're not going to have spaceships. They're just going to have skeletons on the ground. That's how you get to other planets.
Yeah. Well, I can see my house from here. I've been keeping an eye on my Epic Game Store account. They've been having some good, they do their free games.
Oh yeah. Every month, right?
Yeah, no strings attached. Every week, I believe, actually.
Sometimes they have multiple games a week.
Yeah, I grabbed Borderlands 3 completely free a week or so back, and just a couple days ago. And I think that the current deal is still going. All of BioShock, the entire franchise, remastered. You can just sign in and grab it.
And that reminds me, you need to install that so we can have a Borderlands 3 night when you don't have When we're off on podcast and on D&D, we need to have a Borderlands 3 night.
Borderlands 3? I'm down. Yeah. I still have not even played the first two.
You don't need to. You don't need to enjoy the story. Well, I mean, it's not much of a story, but to enjoy the game, you don't really need to know the story.
Run around, shoot things. Got it.
Exactly.
Cool. There you guys.
All right.
Any final thoughts?
Drink your milk, eat your vegetables, take your vitamins.
Drink your whiskey.
That too.
Birthday whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
That freaking restaurant we went to, Andrew, we went on last Saturday for Todd's birthday. What was the name of it again?
Northwoods Inn, Clearman's Northwoods Inn.
Oh yeah, I love Northwoods Inn. Haven't been there in forever.
Just that cabin style vibe, 1970s cabin.
Did you throw the peanuts everywhere on the ground?
Yeah. I didn't, but I did see the giant, the bucket o peanuts
yep.
to be eaten.
Just throw them right on the ground.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
It's good. They have it's expensive, but you get a lot of food, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a decent meal.
Yeah.
So my only complaint is the drinks were watered down as fuck. I had two mixed drinks to start the night, and they were $10 per drink, and they're fucking watered down. Come on now.
The last time I was there, I think it was with my aunt, and I probably got a Roy Rogers. So I don't think I've ever had an actual drink there, but we'll see. There's one in.
You can get the spiked Roy Rogers.
Maybe next time. Yeah, there's a Northwoods Inn just up the 5 in, what is that, La Mirada? I think that's the closest one to us. Yeah. This podcast brought to you by the Northwoods Inn.
By the Northwoods Inn. Northwoods Inn. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. This is Tony.
This is Todd.
I was Andrew.
And Meg.
Yeah. Really love your enthusiasm this episode.
There. You are still here.
What are you playing on the Switch right now?
Animal Crossing.
Oh, no.
Well, I haven't played it in 2 months, so.
You have chores to do.
I had some weeds to pull.
Oh.
Roaches to step on.
Threw it on the ground. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. We'll be back next time with probably more Obi-Wan chat and
more Strange New Worlds.
Stranger Things.
Perhaps some Stranger Things. A Stranger Thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Too many good things. Oh my God, and the Orville.
Oh, yeah.
Finally. All right, out of here.
Good night.
Peace.